Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. All right. Today, you guys yesterday voted to hear about why do some women able to keep the weight off seemingly effortlessly while other women struggle? And this is a really good topic because I used to ask the same question. If you don't know my story, I lost and gained the same 50 pounds, 50, for years. And I wondered the same thing, like how are some women just keeping weight off and I keep gaining it back? So I will tell you exactly how it's done. It is part strategy and part mindset. So first things first is the mentality, because as women, we have it different than men. As women, we have been dieting for years and we have just been plugged into this all or nothing mentality. When you have an all or nothing mentality, you will not be successful long term. So first you got to wrap your head around that. And one of the problems is there's a lot of confusion on what to do. So a lot of women will resort to doing the usual ones, which is keto, eliminating carbs, really long, crazy workouts, counting calories and dropping them lower and lower when you stall out, or intermittent fasting. And then if you're not losing weight, then a lot of women will push back their eating window. So instead of not eating till noon, now they won't eat till 1, till 2. And these things are not sustainable. Now, you throw in the mix perimenopause and menopause and these hormonal changes, and some of these things worked for us short term before, right? And now they're just no longer working. And so the frustration, so it's the all or nothing mentality, and then it's not working. And when nothing's working, and then you go back to your old ways. And then if you did lose any weight, then you gain it back. So how do these women take the weight off and keep it off? Well, first and foremost, number one, they know where to place their focus. Not everything matters when it comes to weight loss. I do not focus on calorie counts. The calorie count of a food is not nearly as important as the reactions that those foods are having within your body. So some foods will give you food cravings. Some foods will turn on the hunger hormones that you don't want, making you feel like you need to eat even when you've had plenty to eat. And some foods will mess with your gut health, which will mess with your hormonal health. Some foods will give you energy, some foods will not. So I don't believe in counting calories, full stop, straight out. And a lot of women focus on that, and it's the wrong thing to focus on. What we should be placing our focus on is what is going to make my body function so optimally that it allows my body to release the weight as a side effect. So to lose weight long term and make it seem effortless, number one, you gotta know where to place your focus. The good news is it generally involves eating a lot more food than you think, so you don't need to starve or suffer to lose the weight. This is going to make it sustainable, because when you are suffering and when you're hungry and when you feel deprived, you can't stick with it. Nobody can. It's not that there's anything wrong with you, it's human nature. You just can't stick to something that's restrictive. Like, our body has needs. And when we reframe it that way and recognize you've got to give your body what it needs, don't starve it. Treat your body like you love it. Don't treat it like you hate it and you're punishing it. So first and foremost is figuring out what is that strategy. And I can give you a couple of quick ones for women in perimenopause specifically, because it's more important than ever for us women at this age that we do the things that are right for our hormones. And this is going to make the difference between lasting weight loss and healthy weight loss, and for some women, weight loss even at all. And one of those is you want to be eating 30 grams of protein, at least. That's all you need, really, within an hour of waking. This is a simple strategy, super simple. Like, weight loss is not complicated. And I want to differentiate between like simple and easy. It's honestly pretty simple once you figure it out, but it may not necessarily be easy in the beginning simply because you're changing habits, and sometimes habits are hard to change. But simple, yes. especially when you figure it out. So that's one of them. Within an hour of waking, have 30 grams of protein. And what this is going to do is going to cut through that cortisol, which is highest in the morning. And that's the hormone famously known for putting fat on the belly, which is elevated as women into peri and menopause. So it's simple. Cut through that. And then it's also going to help to balance your blood sugar, which means you're going to be able to last until your next meal at lunch, where I'd recommend do the same thing. Have another 30 grams of protein. Simple stuff. So you got to figure out, where am I supposed to be placing my focus for best results? Then just place your focus there. When we do this, it makes it easier to stick to and make it become part of our lifestyle. Now, the other thing is, part of that mindset, this is going to sound very counterintuitive. Most women, and let me know if this resonates with you and if this sounds like you, most women will, let's say you want to lose 30 pounds. And so you're going to be like, okay, I want to lose 30 pounds. Then every day you're counting your calories or not having carbs or whatever it is that you have chosen to do this time around. And you lose some weight in the beginning. Most people will, because they're highly motivated in the beginning. And so you lose some weight in the beginning. And so now you only need to lose 27 more pounds. And then this week you don't lose any. So then the next week you're like, okay, I still have 27 pounds to lose. And then you lose like half a pound. And then the next week, and then you're frustrated. You're like, this isn't even working. And you throw in the towel and you go back to, why am I wasting my time? Why am I going through this if it's not even working? And you throw in the towel and you go back to old ways. Then you gain the weight back, usually, and then some. Then you get fed up again. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to try something else this time. I'm really going to stick to it this time. Here's the thing, again, counterintuitive. When you focus on that number, it can be, what's the word I'm looking for? Demotivating. I don't think that's even a word, but you get what I'm saying. And frustrating. So what I recommend instead, and this will elicit a more successful result for you, know your goal. So let's say it's 30 pounds. All right, so I want to lose 30 pounds. What are the strategies, the simple strategies that I need to do to get there? And then you make those strategies into daily habits. Now what you do is you just focus on the daily, once you've figured out what they are, once you've made them a part of your day as non-negotiables, then you place your focus on those daily habits every single day. Here's the thing. Sometimes it's boring. And that's when a lot of people give up, because we as humans are programmed to want the next shiny thing, right? But you know what? It gets you results. Because being happy in your body and being able to fit into anything in your closet and not panicking before an event or a vacation, that's not boring. So sometimes it's boring. So you just got to be like, okay, I want what I want, and focus on the daily habits. You will get results. If you know the strategies, you focus on them and make them part of your daily habits, which makes them part of your lifestyle. And because you're getting enough food and your body's being fueled properly, you will never feel deprived. And this means you will stick with it. Not only this, when you do it the right way, you feel better. You have better energy, you think more clearly, you sleep more clearly, you have better digestion, less bloating. Like, you will stick with it when you do it this way. So what is the main difference between women who can't keep weight off and women who keep it off seemingly effortlessly? They put a little more effort into the front end, into figuring out what are the strategies that are the most important, and just figure them out. If you need help, I can help you with that, obviously. Figure them out, put them as part of your day, focus on them every day, day in and day out. Now, if you have a boo-boo, which everybody does, nobody's perfect, a lot of women will then revert back to old habits. But with this new mindset, you recognize it's progress, not perfection. You wipe yourself off and you just get back on track with your next meal. No going and doing 5 hours of cardio to undo the damage that you did. No starving for 2 days afterwards through fasting to undo the damage that you did. You just whatever. Like, brush it off. I still love myself. I'm still great. And get on track with your next meal, right? A lot of this, I'm telling you, is mindset. And yeah, it does need some work when we've been programmed for years as women to be in this diet mentality and feel the burn, and like it's BS. You don't need to do it. So anyway, it's about nourishment, not restriction at this age. If you need help figuring out what the strategies are, let me know. By the way, so for September, I have opened up a few one-on-one spots to work with me directly. I don't always have these spots. if you have been on the fence, if you're frustrated, if you've always been wanting to, send me a private DM, or in my bio, there's a link to apply for one-on-one coaching, and then we'll just have a conversation to see if it's right for you. So that is until they're gone. There's a few, that's it. So the other little thing I want to mention to you is, this is very, very, very important. You actually have to believe that you can do it, because a lot of women, because you've never been able to do it successfully long-term before, even though you don't realize it, I want you to just maybe give some mindfulness and some attention to this and think if this is applicable to you. A lot of women deep down don't really think they can do it, but you can. Of course you can. Like, no one's a special snowflake. If Jane down the street can do it, you can certainly do it. She's not any more special than you. So, and that's where a lot of women self-sabotage. So they'll start to get really good results, and then they self-sabotage, and you ever wonder why? That's one of the reasons, because on a subconscious level, you're thinking, oh, I'm not really capable of it, so what's the point? So there's an emotional aspect going on and huge mindset. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Any questions, leave them below. But it is part mindset, part strategy. And when you put a little more work on the front end to figure out the right strategy, especially for a woman in peri and menopause, and implement those daily as daily habits, get rid of the all or nothing mentality, have patience, know your goal, because you can't reach it if you don't know what it is, but don't place your focus on the end goal, because it can be very discouraging if you have little ups and downs each week, which happens, which is normal. You just got to focus on the daily habits. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys. Comment below any questions you have, or if you found that helpful, if it was surprising to you. And I know everybody thinks it's a secret tip or trick that's going to do it for you, but it is 50% strategy and 50% mindset, if not more. So anyway, hope that helps. Have a good day. Bye.